Hi, I am Britt Carr. I am the co-founder of SmashFact, and this is a video tutorial. Today we are going to be creating your first SmashFact activity. So the first thing that we have to do is go to smashfact.com and go ahead and sign up. In order to sign up, you need to just give your name, an email address. I'm going to use this personal email, and then a password of your choice. Okay, and then after you are signed up, you get taken to an activity intro screen. This is kind of like a wizard type of a page to help you learn uh, a few requirements to make a successful SmashFact activity. So the very first thing that we have to do is provide a title and a description. Now, the title and the description help the student find your activity inside their device. So for instance, I'm just going to put demo activity. This is a demo. Some other examples of activity titles could be autopsy terms and concepts. I've seen one that is just simply pharmacology. There's another one that's called All Things Horse, and that's about equine sciences. Another one I've seen about graphic design is called typographical elements. Anyway, you can title this activity anything that you want. It's just basically to help your students identify the activity in their device. Okay, the next thing that we're going to talk about is the media folder URL. Now this is optional, but it's the location of the website where you keep any images or audio that you want to use in SmashFact. Now I'm not going to skip this, but I will definitely be going into the media folder URL in another tutorial that is about adding images and audio. So stay tuned for that. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was sharing. This summer, SmashFact will be enabling sharing so that teachers of common curriculum can share resources and make activities easier. So sharing allows other educators to make a duplicate of your activity to use for their class or to use as a remedial base to build upon for their students who may need to come back up to speed. Your original activity, if you share it, can't be edited by anybody but you. So I'm going to go ahead and to help others find your activity, you might want to enter an academic discipline. Here I'm just going to say demo because I don't want it to show up in the library. And then down here you could put some tags. So if you were doing a biology class, you could put cell biology or mitochondria or standardized test questions, whatever you wanted to help other people find your activity. Anyway, you can go ahead and say save, and then we can move on to number 2. Now, the next thing that we need to do is add a level. I'm going to go ahead and preview here so that we can see. This is a screen capture of a SmashFact activity that was happening inside of an iPad. And so you can see this highlighted portion up at the top is what is the main instrument playing. That is the level title that the students have while they're playing. So students have to complete levels in order to advance in the game. But once they complete a level, then they can go back and replay it at any time. But they actually have to complete the current level before they can move on to the next level. So I'm going to go ahead and add a level right now, and that is just going to be demo level. And I'm going to save it, and we're going to move on. Now, the next thing that we have to do is add a question and answer pair. So here again is back to that screenshot is a question. It shows the answers right here in the upper and lower and left and right quadrants of the screen. The question will usually take place in the center. So this particular question is showing an audio file, so actually an audio file is actually playing it. It won't really say banjo. That's just for demonstration purposes. And then the answer and the custom distractors appear out here on the side for the students to actually smash. So now I'm going to add a question just for the sake of the demo. I'm just going to say demo question, and down here I'm going to say in the correct answer section I'm going to say demo answer. So now let's talk about custom distractors. If you don't use any custom distractors, SmashFact will use other correct answers from other questions as the distractors. Distractors are the other options that are actually incorrect. So for here, I will say wrong answer 1. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to say wrong answer 2, and I'm going to paste that, and I'm going to say wrong answer 3. So here's my question. It's a demo question. The answer is demo answer, and here are 3 wrong answers. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and we'll come back to that in just a second. The next thing that I need to do is add a course. Now, you can use SmashFact activity in many courses or across any institution, but each activity has its own activity code to share with your students, and that helps you with your organization in case you're doing tracking throughout the semester. So let's go ahead and fill that in. Course title, I'm going to call it Demo 101, and for the abbreviation, it would just be, like D101. For institution, I'm going to say Britt Carr Interactive Learning. Now, the number of times the course is taught this year, this helps us with our organization so that we can actually provide better service to the faculty and to the students. I'm going to say this course is being offered twice a year, and about, let's see, I usually have, let's say, 12 students in my class. Now, the enrollees per semester, that actually helps you gauge how many people are using your SmashFact activity. Now, do you want to track your students' progress? If you check yes, you can actually see your students' progress as they play SmashFact. You can go through and export your grades and use them in a spreadsheet or a CMS gradebook like Blackboard, Moodle, or Canvas. There's more information here about progress tracking, so if you click on that, it will expose some more information. There's also a video that I just created about 2 days ago that discusses progress tracking and how to enable it, how to export your activity so that you can use it in your gradebook. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, and then now it's time to head over to the dashboard. The dashboard is where we keep all of our activities, and from that point then we can go on and edit in the individual activities from there. So if I click on that, this shows me that I haven't quite completed the activity, and it gives me an opportunity to go ahead and edit it. Real quick about the dashboard, this talks about how many students are actually using this activity so far and out of how many students are enrolled. Now, you can find out just about anything you need about SmashFact by clicking on these little question marks, and that will help answer your question. Now, if I click on this, it's actually going to take me into my activity. Here's my first level. It's called Demo Level. If I open that up, here's the very first question. If I add more question-answer pairs, they're going to come down there. Now each level is going to take at least 4 question-and-answer pairs, so I will need to add 3 more before I can actually share this with my students. So that looks like it's about the end of this tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to write us at support@smashfact.com, and stay tuned for some more video tutorials.